Hello, everyone. A pleasant good evening, morning, afternoon. I believe so many people will be watching in different time zones. So, welcome to the Big Sky. And this is your host, Isaac Yami. And we basically unravel aviation, everything to do with flying and so many things. And this is the second episode, and we are going to be interviewing members of Flight Wings Aviation. So this person is quite unique, and obviously she's going to join in a bit. And if you haven't liked, subscribed, please do so. Like, subscribe, and share, and it'll do us great to spread the love and everything. So I am going to call upon Michelle. Hello. I think our internet is being slow. Hello. Hey.
Can you hear? Hi.
Yeah, I can. How are you doing?
I think you got stuck somewhere in the middle there. Sorry about that.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Can you greet the viewers firstly, and tell them where you're joining
Okay.
us from and time zone, obviously.
Yes. Okay. So, hi everyone, whoever's watching. My name is Mishal Riyaz. I am currently in Saudi Arabia, and I'm an aviation management student. And I am recently and currently working with FWA these days as a marketing and PR manager. So that's about it.
Okay. We're gonna just dive right in first of all. What does aviation mean to you? You know, like let's start from there. You know, what does aviation mean to you? Like, um, when you heard aviation firstly, and then when you hear aviation now, I think maybe give us that perspective when you were beginning before you knew aviation that deep, because now you studied in all of these things. Like, share with us that experience.
Okay, so 4 to 5 years ago, when I started aviation and I chose to study in the aviation industry, aviation was just pilot and cabin crew for me and nothing else, which I think is very common. But then when I chose to study aviation management, I realized it's a whole different world, a different industry, and
Hello, are you still there?
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, we lost you a little bit. I think you can go on now.
Hello?
Hello, yes, we can hear you.
I
I can
cannot
hear you.
hear you.
You cannot hear me?
I
Go
cannot
on,
hear
because
you.
go on. I can hear you. The viewers can hear you. I believe so. I think we're having a difficulty in technicality, but I believe we'll wait for it to come back. And before then, we're gonna have a short commercial break. But I want you to still be with us. Bear with us for a little bit. And yes, if you're new to this page, please do like, subscribe, and it's all about Flight Wings Aviation. We are based on equipping, empowering, and inspiring the future generation of aviators. So we're going to be having most of these interviews just to open up an awareness of what aviation is, especially to the whole world, because to some people it's a bit foreign, and something that anybody can do. You know, sometimes we have this misconception that you need to be this and that, but then what we're basically aiming at is to educate the whole world, especially young people, that anything can be achieved with hard work and everything. So join us on the journey. This is just the beginning. The big sky. We're going to be exploring so many things. We're going to have brilliant guests on the show, It's going to be amazing. And this first segment is basically getting to know the members of Flight Wings Aviation. And then as we move on, you're going to see different faces each and every single time. So I'm quite excited because I'll be hosting this. I know a little bit of aviation, maybe the Wright brothers, obviously, but anything else, I'm going to be learning with you guys, like everyone else. So it's going to be an interesting journey, and I do believe it's going to be exciting for all of us. So, like I say, please do like, subscribe, tell your friends. Flight Wings Aviation is on is literally on a mission to educate, empower, and inspire. So our guest, as we wait for her to join in, she's currently in Saudi Arabia, and she did a degree in aviation in a country called North Cyprus, and she's a very diligent worker. You know, it's an amazing opportunity that I've been gifted. You know, to be in connection and to be in the great companies of people who have bigger and brighter dreams. So today we're going to cover her journey, obviously, um, what she what she's learned. You know, when you're still a first year student, and now when you've graduated, there's a whole concept and there's a whole different perspective that comes into mind. And today we're going to share that, and today we're going to like hear from the horse's mouth, like any normal person who's like all of us, how aviation has impacted her life and why she thinks that we need to basically share with the whole world.
Jeep मेरी
Yes, Mishal, you're back.
I have no idea what just happened. Sorry about that.
No problem. But you're back. That's great.
Yes.
You're here. That's really what matters. So I was telling people how amazing you are. So be comfortable already because I've told them how amazing you are, and we're gonna share your journey basically. So so don't be don't hold back. Basically, just give us all the just give us all the information we basically need. So as I was saying that I wanted us to start with your perspective of aviation in the beginning, and then
Just give
like
us
when
all
you
the
studied it,
study.
like how.
As I was saying that, I wanted us to start with. Yes. So I was talking about that how aviation, what it meant to me when I started and decided to get into aviation. It was not a very broad industry. Like I didn't have a lot of knowledge about it, right? But then after studying, like in my first, second year, I realized it was such an amazing industry to be in. And that people don't actually know that how broad and dense it is. Like people think that in the industry, it's just an airplane, an ATC tower, and the cabin crew. And then that's it. That's all there is into aviation, but that's actually not it. There's so much more. And I'm so glad that I decided to be a part of this industry.
Awesome. So what gave you the edge to study it? Like give us a little bit of background on how you were introduced to aviation and why it compelled you to study aviation.
So, as I said, I live in Saudi Arabia. So I used to travel a lot back home to Pakistan because that's where I'm originally from. And when I used to travel to other countries as well. And I used to be like, when I used to sit at airports or go to airplanes, I used to be like, wow, this is just something that's so fascinating. What do these people do? How does this work? And it just used to be like, I used to be like, one day I want to be here, I want to look like these people who are walking around in like these really nice uniforms, and they have this aura about themselves, and they're so carefree but so organized. And I think that's the biggest thing that appeals to me about aviation, that you are very organized when you're in this industry.
you're very focused, and that really matches my personality as well, because I like things to be organized, and I like things which have guidelines, and I don't have to, it's not like just go do whatever you want to. No, you have some set of rules, and that's what you're supposed to follow, and that's what I really like about aviation. And
Wow.
when I was studying in University of Kyrenia in Cyprus, that's what happened. That's what they taught us, to be an aviator.
Wow. So what is aviation like in Saudi Arabia? You mentioned something about you traveling a lot, but then give us like an insight. How's aviation in Saudi Arabia?
Aviation is pretty good here, because it's a very good industry. If I compare it to my country from Pakistan, it's more, uh, what should I say, technology wise and like travel wise, it's more dense here, because a lot of people come here for a lot of reasons. I think it was going really well, but since the COVID hit us, it's gone like really down because of that. But other than that, it was nice here. The aviation chart, you can say, was going up, but unfortunately, we were hit by the COVID.
Following up on the COVID that you actually brought it up, because it's one of those questions that I really wanted to ask as well. And what was ringing in your mind as an aviation student? Maybe because this happened right before COVID really hit, and then I'm thinking you're hearing that planes are no longer like flying as usual. Companies like Ryanair like firing people or like retrenching, maybe let me say, releasing and relinquishing people. And to you, like, how do you think COVID has affected the industry itself, and what was going through your mind?
I was in my last semester when COVID hit, so I can't even explain. There are no words to describe what I was feeling, because as an aviation student or as any graduate, you have these big plans. You're in your last semester, you're about to graduate, and you have these big plans about, like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna apply here, I have a good chance to get a job here. But then COVID came, and the the first industry it hit was aviation. And you can imagine, as a fresh graduate, oh, what was going in my mind was like, people who were already in the aviation industry for years were getting like they were letting them go. They didn't care, because they didn't have, because it was so bad. So imagine, I was thinking that people who I knew, people who I used to talk to, they're like, yeah, we were working for 30 years and now we're not working. And then I'm like, there's no chance for me. I'm not, I'm graduating, and they're letting go of people with so much experience. So personally, it was very, very stressful, because as an aviation student, seeing the industry at its peak, at its height, and when you're studying 4 years, you're like, oh my god, this is the one industry that will never stop in the world. You think to yourself, it can never stop. Why will the plane stop? Traveling can never stop. And then COVID comes, and you're like, what just happened? I can't even imagine something like this happening. And then it did. So I think for aviation and aviators, it was so stressful for us to go through something like that personally. And then, of course, you're a part of that industry, and you see the people who you're inspired by, who you look up to, and you see them struggling as well, and it kind of breaks you sometimes. You're like, I don't know what to do. Like, who should you ask for help? They can't help you, you can't help yourself, you're just graduating. So I think, as a fresh graduate, COVID was a very, very big hit for us, and globally, everyone knows the aviation industry was hit so bad. Uh, Everything just stopped. The planes, the airports, everything just stopped. I mean, it's been what, more than a year now that COVID has hit us, and still it's the same. I hear countries saying they're not traveling. For example, in Saudi Arabia, you can't leave this country, you can't come back. If you leave, they're not letting you come back. So imagine the loss for the aviation industry. uh, so
I
that's
know, I know. Before you make everyone else cry, because that's where you're going right now. Yes, I wanted just to mention our viewers that obviously the next segment, like the next 15 minutes, I think, as we about to like wrap up and stuff, we're gonna actually provide the future and why flight wings aviation is here, because I believe that's the reason why this is being started as well, you know, and to educate people more because I can believe that before you less like what do you want to become when you grow up? It's just like I want to be part of aviation, whatever. And then it was easy then, but then now things are crazy. So I want to ask that. Let's talk about your position in flight wings aviation, and let's talk about flight wings aviation basically. Like, what is it if to people who are just
so
joining us and
Flight
share a
Wings
little bit of
Aviation is like, uh, it's my hero at the moment. It came to my rescue in this COVID time, really. Um, People who are watching us right now, and people who haven't visited our website and don't know what we are, we're a consultant agency, an educational consultant agency. We're trying to promote and support future a generation of aviators. That's the main aim. That's what we are trying to do. As I mentioned, as you said, that what misconceptions people have when they're going into aviation, or like what I thought when I was entering the aviation industry. This is the main purpose of Flight Wings Aviation, because people want to work in the aviation industry, but they don't have a lot of knowledge. They don't know what to do, where to apply, what is the career opportunities out there. And that is the aim of FWA, to help students and future aviators or potential future aviators who can just come and find a simple path on like how guideline a simple guideline to what they can, what they can follow and try to achieve what they want to achieve. That's the main aim of FWA. And
awesome. Your role. Let's talk about your role now. Mhm.
yes, I my role is, I work as the marketing. I work in the marketing department, the global international marketing department, and I am also a mentor, like a consultant to people who need my like help in anything, in like knowing about universities or career opportunities that are in aviation. So that's my role. I am usually marketing about the GAC, for example, like our junior aviation certificate or anything. That's my role.
Also, can you also share the importance of mentoring our young generation towards this? Because you mentioned something about you being a mentor. Like, what's the importance of mentoring as a whole? You know, like what significance is it to the young people?
Of course, see, when you're a high school student and you're trying to go out there in the world, um, our FWA, or let's say me, like if I'm a mentor, the students, they come to me to know about what they can do and how they can achieve. Look, not everyone wants to become like just a pilot or a cabin crew or an ATC, but they want to work at the airport, right? And then they, because there's not a lot of what do you say, consultancy,
Knowledge, and then yeah,
or like workshops, yes, that's the word, like career or educational workshops regarding aviation, it becomes difficult for students. And when they come, that's the first thing they ask when we're having a session with them. They're like, what should we do, where should we start? So you see where the problem is. So they want to work in the aviation, but they don't know where to start. And that's my role as a mentor, to tell them that what's the first step to become an aviator, to reach what they want to reach. So that's the main thing as a mentor. And of course, as a mentor, you have this responsibility on you, because you have to understand that some of these people are very passionate, and you have to listen to them, and you have to give them the proper guidelines, so they don't get stressed, or like they don't get like messed up. Okay, like this is so stressful, I can't do this. So you have to handle it really nicely, so they understand you and you understand them. And they're young students, they're high school students, so they're still choosing, so you have to be very gentle with them and try to reach them at their mindset.
awesome. Also, I wanted you to remind our audience as well, like who flight wings aviation is for. You know, like the age group. Is you talking about high school? Like, uh, who who are we basically targeting as flight wing aviation? You know, and then
Well,
why that specific age? You know, like yeah.
okay, so if you visit our website, please guys do visit our website to get an idea about our company. um, you will see that the main people who we target are actually young. That's what we mention again and again, young generation of aviators. That is high school students who want to get into aviation universities but don't know a way, don't know career opportunities. That's the main target audience. Also, we help our people when they're looking for career opportunities. Like, for example, fresh student, fresh graduate, you know, and you don't know what to do. So it's a consultant company, it's a consultancy that helps people either educational wise or career wise. That's the main target. And you can understand the target is very young. So it's not like for like very like experienced people. It's for people who want to be in aviation industry but don't know how. That's the main aim of FWA. That how you can be a part of the aviation industry. What's the path? What path you should choose when you are entering the industry?
Awesome. I also like a little bit of follow up, like what are the qualifications do you need as a young person to be part of Flight Wings Aviation? Like, is it for everyone, or you have to be specifically aviation minded? Like, what are we looking at? Like, are we inviting everyone, or I think you need to clarify on that so our audience can know
Um,
as well.
as an aviation graduate myself, I think this is not a field you can just wake up one day and decide, I want to be in aviation. It doesn't work like that. It's not for everyone. Again, it's a very it's a dense industry, but it's a difficult industry to be in. You have to be like very career oriented. You can't be like, ah, you know what, let's just go here. It looks nice, I get a uniform in this uh in this industry. No, it doesn't work like that. Of course you have to be, you need to have that potential. A little potential should be there, that you do want to be a successful or like a stable aviator in the future. So of course you need to be You need to have that. It's not like you can just come and anyone can become an aviator. But yes, if you have that potential, if you feel like, yes, I can do this, it's something that interests me. And in the future, I do want to work at an airport, airline, anywhere in the aviation industry, anywhere, then yes, it's for you. But then again, it's not meant for everyone, and you need to have at least some potential to be a part of it.
Awesome. But I think also to decode what you're saying as well, I think we're also covering the fact that aviation is you need commitment obviously to be
Yes.
you need a lot of commitment, but I do believe that we're also welcoming people who want to know about it so that they can actually make a decision, make a decision on
That's
how
the thing.
they can also.
That's the thing, People, the thing is, when I say you need to be committed, of course, if you don't have the knowledge about aviation, how will you be committed to it? Again, that's what FWA provides. We provide you the knowledge, you listen to us, you come to us, we help you out. And then you decide for yourself that, yes, okay, you know what? I have a clear idea now, and this works out for me. Of course, I'm not saying that only like aviation minded people can do this. No, of course not. Anybody can have an interest in this industry. It's an industry. You can work in it, but of course, in any industry, when you're working, you need to have this commitment. You have to be committed to it. That's only when you achieve what you want to achieve.
Awesome. All right. So as we are drawing closer to the wrapping up of this show, I want to pose a question to our viewers, and obviously there's a giveaway. And if you're lucky, if your comments actually work, because we really like engagement. I think I forgot to mention this. Um, since this is like anything that you want to know, you can actually write in our comment section, and we can actually also address it as well. So I'm gonna ask a question. It's gonna appear, and we have close to 5 minutes before the show runs out. So the fastest person to answer basically gets gets a promo code to allow them to do one of our courses for free. And obviously the person has to be under 20 years old, and obviously they can send us a DM on our Instagram or Facebook, and yeah, or even DM me on my Instagram, Isaac Yami. So without wasting much time, the question goes like this. All right. Yes. In what year did the Concorde land at Harare International Airport, now known as the R.G. Mugabe Airport? This airport is in Zimbabwe, and fastest person to answer this basically gets a promo code to actually have a course for free. We have an online course which is very, 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 um, very pumped up with knowledge, obviously, and it will benefit anyone who wants to study about aviation and know more. So yeah, if you have any the answer, you can actually just comment it in the comment section. Basically, fastest person to do so gets the code, and if not, we'll keep our course until the next time. All right. Okay. So my my takeaway, because as we're ending, I want to just give my takeaways. Obviously, um, you mentioned something about how aviation is an organized career, basically, and everything that you've been taught has been taught in a way that is very specific and everything and stuff. And I believe so. We need to have that because we trust people with our lives as we fly over, as we do all of these things and stuff. So likewise as well, um, trying to trying to figure out if you want to do this as well. A little bit of organization is very key in your life as well. It starts now. It starts by a little bit of cultivation and this and that. So I felt like, because to me, I know you personally, and I know you like diligence. I know you like orderness, and I just wanted also the audience to know that yes, it's true. She's been taught well basically, so she's been basically sharing that that is an aspect that's very very important in aviation. So my question is going once, twice, and in 2 minutes. If nobody responds, I'll keep my promo code for the next time we go live. Sure thing. But thank you so much, Michelle, so
Thank
much for
you.
gracing us today.
Thank
And
you.
do you have any? Do you have any? Yes, my final question would be, what do you envision the future of aviation is going to be all about? Now we have this new normal that we have. Like, what do you think the future of aviation holds now?
It will get better. Of course, it will. Like every other industry does get better with time. Of course, it was a very big hit, and the industry and we, all of us, we were not prepared for it. But I think with time, now that it's been more than a year, we are accepting it. And now that we're considering that this is the new normal for us, we are changing the way aviation works. Now we have to be more innovative. That's the key. So now, as you can see, people have started traveling. People are becoming accustomed to traveling and going to airports now. With time, I am assuming, of course, it will take time, but it will get better, and it is getting better. That's the main thing, and I think the future will be fine. It's human nature. It's human nature for us to adapt to changes. We take a hit and then we adapt to it. And that's what's going to happen with the aviation industry as well.
Thank you. Optimism right there from Michelle. Thank you so much. There we have it. We've reached the end of the show. That means I'm keeping my promo code because you don't want this course for free for now. This is like the first episode airing live. So thank you so much for everyone who joined us. Like I said, if you haven't liked, subscribed, please do share our page. Someone who knows someone who loves aviation. Please do tag, please do share, and let us spread this knowledge. It's very, very useful knowledge, and is literally just there for grabs for you just to enjoy. So, like I said, we'll join you next week as well. Same time, I'm going to be interviewing a different person. We're going to be sharing a journey of what it means to be an aviation enthusiast. And I'm going to be having so many people on the panels. I'm going to be having pilots. I'm going to be having so many people. I'm very excited. And the first segment is basically introducing you to all the members of Flight Wings Aviation behind the scenes. And today we had Michelle, who is currently heading marketing, and as well, she's doing mentoring. So thank you so much for spending a good solid um, 30 minutes with us. Uh, I know you're busy as a busy person, but I believe um, you also are committed to doing this and to push and bring more awareness. So with that in mind, my name is Isaac Yami. I am joining you from North Cyprus, and my time is in the evening right now. And wherever you're watching us from, if you're going to watch us later, I do appreciate. Thank you so much. And me and the Flight Wings Aviation, it is bye for now. Bye, everyone.
Bye.